house flip. We bought this house back in September. It took about 6 months to flip. Took definitely quite a bit longer than what we expected, but that's just the way it is with your first flip, definitely. So to come in, all the floors of this entire house were a complete nightmare, just completely trashed. The carpet had just smoke stains and burns, and at one point it was like a tan color, but when we moved in it was basically black. So the first thing we did was we took out the carpet, and then there was vinyl flooring, different vinyl flooring here, and also vinyl flooring in the kitchen. And that flooring was just, it was way too far gone, had rips, stains, rot underneath the floor. But anyways, this is kind of everything that we've done. Took out the drapes and the shades just to open everything up, and then gave the windows a good cleaning. This window frame was basically okay. This one had some cracks on the outside, definitely had some issues with moisture and whichever else. So we got that all sealed up. There was a ceiling fan right here. We left it open, so if the new owners want to put a ceiling fan back there, they can, but it really opened up this room quite a bit. And I don't know of anyone that's a huge ceiling fan fanatic that you know, you can kind of do without. And especially if you've got good AC, which this house does have very good AC. It's one of the few things that we bought it with that was great. And we installed recessed lighting, and works great. And then this is, I guess you could call this the dining nook. Put in a new light there. If you notice, we were planning on putting recessed lighting everywhere. However, when I started to put, there was a lighting unit right here, and when I took it down, literally this entire ceiling collapsed, and I'll post some photos of that ceiling collapsed. I'll get into that in a second, but it was very heavy, and it had a bunch of plaster and things like that, and I started worrying about the rest of this home. If I did that to the rest of this home, would I continue to have issues? And I didn't exactly know, but I ended up having an engineer come in, take a look at everything, and he said that there's going to be no issues with the rest of the home. However, he doesn't recommend cutting any more holes into the ceiling. So we ended up just going with some boob lights and whatever else. Before that happened, we did get recessed lighting put in here. The engineer checked this place out as well, and he said that there weren't going to be any issues. Same situation, there was a ceiling fan right here. Really opened up this room when we took out the ceiling fan, and you know, they could always put it back in if they wanted to. But this, we put new carpet throughout the entire place, painted, cleaned up the ceilings, had to paint those ceilings as well, and got the recessed lighting here. We only put in a boob light here just because we did have that situation with the kitchen, and we didn't want any more issues. So unfortunately, this one does not have recessed lighting. But now with the closets, the doors were all torn out of this place. We had to replace all the doors. There was only one door that actually was going to be okay, and it was this little closet door. But all the doors had to be redone. These are actually custom doors, and put in French doors for this closet. Here's the closet. It actually has a latch up there. I could take it down, but there are the screens for the windows. And this is the master bedroom. This is bedroom number 2. Pretty simple, not too much. Closet is a little bit small here. I had to replace the door here. Closet is a little bit small. It's about the size of a telephone booth, but she gets the job done. This bathroom was a complete disaster. When we got it, there was no sink, toilet barely functioned, we ripped out the entire floor, and we do have a couple issues with this bathroom. Every way that we worked it, it was either going to just kind of have an issue as is, or we would have to do some renovation where we bumped out, we would have to change walls and stuff, and that's something we really didn't want to get into. The bathtub was good to go. Didn't want to, this is a cast iron bathtub, we didn't want to remove that. And this tile work was also good to go. Really had no issues, so we kept it here. But if you notice right here, the door hits the sink, and there were some problems with that. The reason why we didn't move the sink over, and also the reason why we didn't put in one of those new kind of deep bowl toilets, is because you have to have 30 inches in front of the toilet. And we could see some, if you start pushing it up any further than this, people will start grabbing onto the sink whenever they want to, stand up. So we wanted to avoid that. So every which way we did the math, unfortunately this is just going to have to live with the door hitting the sink. And we could put a little piece of foam there or something. Maybe I'll do that pretty soon. But ended up, had to tear out this entire floor. Redid the entire floor. The flooring underneath the bathtub was good to go, but the toilet all had to be completely ripped out. Put in new floor, subfloor, put in the new vinyl, put in the new toilet. Toilet works perfectly. Let's see here, come around here. This just needed a little bit of touch up, cleaned up, painted, whatever else. This kitchen, we were not planning to, I'm going to give you guys a good shot. I'm going to try to avoid having the big echo of the kitchen. So I'm going to step out back here for a second. But we weren't planning on redoing this kitchen. The thing is then the ceiling ended up collapsing in. Like I said, I'll post photos. But after we started redoing the ceiling, to be honest with you, the entire house was already taking too long. And it was like, you know what, even this kitchen is outdated. Let's just go ahead, at least we'll learn something, okay? So we ended up ripping out all the cabinets. It had basically like a bridge up here. This was very kind of enclosed. And we ripped out all the cabinets. And it turns out the original window that was here was actually way bigger. They had it cut out, which was kind of interesting. But we ended up putting in these cabinets in. We got new appliances, newer, the range was used, but still very good to go. And then we ended up, I put in all these cabinets myself, put in the countertops myself. The only issue that we ran into was how do you kind of transition from the backsplash to the actual wall. So I kind of put in this little shelf. It's not exactly conventional, got a little bit of cracking there. But it works just fine, and I think for the price range of this home, given the condition, the fact that the home is 70 years old, I think it works pretty well, actually. Have the sink here. Sink works great. Have, apparently that stopped working. Well, it would help if you had the electricity on. But no leaks down here. This sink has been here for about 2 months now. Literally no leaks or anything like that, which is nice. Everything, all the electric and everything was brought up to code. This was kind of a disaster. If you notice, there's a crack up there, but we could have really gone out and maybe we could have put a piece of trim there and stuff. But at the end of the day, we're just going to end up leaving it as is. There was a fan here. It was a complete, all the fans had to go. It was a complete disaster. And I ended up putting in this bench. I think this worked out real well. This is a nice little bench. Whenever people come over, they just like gravitate towards that bench and they sit down. And whoever ends up with this house, I think it would be kind of nice if they had, they could have their kids sitting here waiting for the school bus or whatever. It's got a beautiful park out front. Super nice park. I tell people all the time that, if I were, if I had a family and I had a couple kids, I would have no issue whatsoever having them grow up in this house. This is a very nice house across the street from a great park. The house next door on this side, they're renovating it and it's up for sale and it's kind of expensive. So I imagine anyone that would move in there would be pretty nice couple. And the people that live that way are awesome neighbors. They work from home. They watch over the house whenever I'm not here. They even mow the front yard completely for free, which is like, hey, he says he likes it. He makes tikis for a living. He's an awesome guy. His name's Shane. 3 Visions Art, if you want to look him up. Just an awesome guy. Here's a garage converted bedroom. And And like I said, this is going to echo quite a bit, and I apologize. But was a ceiling fan here, took it out, put in this light. This is where the washer dryer are and the heater. Everything works perfectly. There's a water heater back there. Everything works perfectly. Put in a heating unit here so that this could definitely be considered a bedroom. That even though, according to the tax assessor, this is a bedroom, it did not have a heating source. So we did have to add a heating source to this bedroom. Now, it also technically does not have air conditioning either. However, it's like 100 degrees out. Actual temperature is about 92, 93 degrees. And in here, it's a comfortable 70 degrees. Don't have any issues, and when I walk in here, it's very nice and comfortable. Maybe if you shut the door, it would get a little bit warm. The new owner could always put up a mini split. We have a quote, $2,000 to put that in. I'm sure that they could get it a little bit cheaper, but that would be up to them. This electricity panel, I had to add a couple breakers down here for the heating. This is this is for the garbage disposal. This is for the heater in the spare bedroom. If you notice, the heating panel or the electricity panel does kind of protrude beyond this wall. That's not ideal, but I'm not hiring an electrician to come in and completely redo this. That would cost a lot. So it's just, that's going to have to be something that gets passed on to the next owners. This is the backyard. Ended up painting this. It's just in rough shape. It's got a nice backyard. Have a dog or something like that. There are some holes in the fence. It's not perfect, but you know, it is quite a nice yard. And those holes, there are dogs back there. Actually, there's no openings where an animal could get through there. Beautiful, nice little shed. I don't know about beautiful, but got the AC. House was repainted this kind of green, dark mint color. I guess you could say spearmint. And my wife chose that. And let's see here, we'll go out here. It's got a nice little carport for your car. It does not have a garage because the garage was converted. All this had to be, I'm sorry if that wind's getting to you, but all this had to be repainted just because the concrete was in rough shape. And I also painted this. The concrete had these kind of circular discs as a concrete pattern, and I decided to go ahead and paint them to kind of accentuate, you know, the house. We added landscaping. It's not perfect. It is a little bit dry, but and then we also, I used a sledgehammer, sledged out the sidewalk here and put in this nice little sidewalk. And then these are new. There were kind of some metal supports in there, and I just left them in there. These are not functioning support columns, that the metal ones are still inside, but turned out real nice, and they're real solid. Put up an American flag. Sometimes the flag does kind of blow up on the roof, which bothers like that. I don't really like it touching the roof. It's, in my opinion, a little disrespectful, but I don't know how to take care of that problem. And got these shutters you could put down. They don't completely cover the windows, but if there was a hurricane or something coming, you could put those down, and would definitely offer some protection. Nice, cute little house. And we got this for right around $100,000. Put a solid $30,000 or $40,000 into it. If you include my time, much more than that. Hoping to sell this and at least break even. You know, your first flip, you may not learn, or you may not make a ton of money, especially because there's just so many tools you have to buy. I spent so much money on tools, but it worked out real well. I learned a ton, and I have skills that I could use on the next house or the next project, even my own home skills. I put in, I'm a former firefighter, so something that's important to me. All rooms have new smoke alarms, and they have not been activated yet. They got that little pull sticker. You got to take them out. But cute little house. Everything works. Everything is ready to go. Move in ready, and pretty excited. So let me know if you have any questions or comments. Otherwise, thank you for watching.